Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React Review channel. So, Ukraine have released all 10 songs that will be competing at Vidbeer 2023 in December, whereby the winner will represent Ukraine in Eurovision 2023 in Liverpool. So obviously Ukraine are the current holders with Kalish Orchestra's very, very well-deserved win this year, and Ukraine will be co-hosting Eurovision with the UK in May. So there are now 10 songs. Last year, I enjoyed Vidbeer. I think, my favourite was Roxolana Girls. That was a bop. That was a tune. And I am disappointed, obviously, not to see Roxolana among the mix, but obviously with things happening on the ground in Ukraine, there must be a multitude of reasons why some artists obviously have not sent in a song or evidently feels it's not the right time to participate. But nonetheless, we do have 10 artists. So I'm looking forward to checking these songs out. So this is my Saturday evening job. So let's see what Ukraine are delivering this year. Okay. So starting with Two Tone. Mellow start. Acoustic production. Promising. Okay. I'm intrigued so far. Let's see where this chorus goes. Okay, so we got a bit of a rock ballad. I quite like rock ballads. There's a good melody with this one. I'm not really sure what's just happened to the production of this, in the sense of we've got a bit of elevator music. Bing, bing. And also the rap. I mean, that's probably their sound. I don't know. I would assume it's probably their sound. I was in up until that point. I'm not as sure now. I don't like that elevator music production. That. I quite like the melody on this chorus. It's got a hook to it. That's pleasant to listen to. Bit of electric guitar. The final bridge. Oh, final bridge. The end of the song, Shane. Not so bad. Not so bad. I think the verses are good. The chorus is good. The chorus has got a good melody. I'm not a huge fan of going into rap spontaneously, but I think it might just be their sound, so that's authentic to them. And there was that weird kind of production in that second chorus with the rap that resembles elevator music. Okay, cool. So, okay, Angelina. So it's in English. So Ukraine automatically get into the finals, don't they? So they don't have to worry about qualification this year. Because I think if you're sending an average ballad to Eurovision this year, I think it might struggle to qualify. With no jury. Production shake-up. That's such a shame. The first part of the chorus, the slow part, the first part of the verse, the slow part was really, really good. And then when it shaked up in the production, got a bit faster, I was like, where's this going? And yeah, I already feel that this chorus is a bit of an anticlimax. That's a shame. I like this build, this bit. The bridge into the chorus. And then we get to this. Yeah. It's not punchy. It's repetitive. It's semi-bland. Okay. In all honesty, there are some great parts of that song. The chorus for me is just a bit meh. And I think of all the parts of a song at Eurovision, you want your chorus to be the one that kind of sticks in people's brains. So yeah, I would say as it stands, To Tone, even though it's got the bit of the rap that I don't love, is probably my favourite so far. So whilst that's up, let's check out this one, Demchuk with Alive. Nice pop voice. Good radio friendly voice. Promising start. Sounds like James Arthur. It's a little repetitive, I'm not going to lie, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing because then it has a melody that stays in your brain so people will remember it. I think with Germany not particularly performing that well with Rockstar this year, I don't think, unless the song starts picking up, I wouldn't say the sound would be a competitive sound as far as I can tell. Is it going to pick up? No. It's not going to have much of an impact on stage. It's a pleasant listen. It's nice background music. There we go. There's a bit more of a punch in the production. It's almost boy band-esque. Early noughties boy band. It is pleasant though. It is pleasant. Okay. Demchuk. It's short. I've just realised. Well, because there's nowhere else for that song to go. Yeah. That song gets what it needs to do in 2.5 minutes. Okay. It's cute. It's cute. I still think Two Tone at the moment is probably my favourite. But that's a nice little song. Shane, you know you're going to be singing that later. Okay. There is something quite catchy about that. I mean, at the end of the day, we've got to think about being competitive at Eurovision. I don't think that's competitive. Right, let's check out Finca. Finca. The production at the beginning of this song sounded like it had been recorded in a garage. So we're going to get a bit of something a bit cultural now, which is good. This song is so confusing. I'm really struggling to follow it. Was that the chorus? That was not clear. I feel this is a song that you need to see on the stage. I think this has to be a visual performance. I'm not totally convinced by the studio version. So this is the chorus. Is it? I think I'm gonna have to see this. I'm not convinced by the studio version. I want to get into it. It's these traditional instruments that kind of come into these musical interludes. I just want them louder for some reason. I don't understand. It's like they've turned it down. I want it louder. I love me an ethnic production. I wish that was coming through a little bit more. I still don't know. Yeah, this needs to be performed, right? I think with the right staging, this could be a good option. Bum bum bum. I prefer at this moment in time listening to Two Tone. At this stage, thinking about the competition next year, if that's staged as quirky as it sounds, and I mean, you only need to go to Goe's stage to know that anything is possible, I think this might be a good option so far. So, not bad. But on Listen Alone, on the studio version, Two Tone, still, for some reason, it's still in my head. There was a chorus, there was a melody to that chorus that was catchy. Right, so Jerry Hale, is it? When God Shut the Door. Okay, so I'm assuming, apologies if I sound bunged up, I've had a cold this week. Is this going to be a song about war, right? Which I thought, how is this not, in some sort of way, this VidBeer 2023 going to, how is it not going to represent the things that are happening at the moment? It's not like people can kind of stand up and be like, pretend like everything's normal. Okay. Okay, so I was obviously a little bit pessimistic at the beginning in the sense of Ukraine at Junior Eurovision are giving us a slow song about the impacts and effects of war, which I think is really, really important. I think a child's voice during conflict is a silent voice. So I think it's amazing that she's going to be going to Armenia and singing that song to give a kind of child perspective of what's happening at the moment on the ground in Ukraine. But I love the fact that this is doing something slightly different. Obviously, the message of the song is evidently very clear to me, but I'm so glad it's not a 2.5 minutes, quite short as well, 2.5 minute slow song. I mean, of course, everything that's happening at the moment is horrific, But ultimately, I know it might sound horrible, but if Ukraine are going to send a song to Eurovision about war and it's slow, I don't want to say that's predictable, but it would be something that we would just expect, right? So the fact that they've changed up the production of this song is very clever. So is that her vocal doing this operatic part, or is it a backing vocal? I like the different ingredients that have gone into this song. Would you say it's dubstep? Outside of Europop, my ability to categorize songs is limited. So glad they've got this sound right now. Really, really kind of tunes into my ear as a Ukrainian sound. This vocal kind of harmony here. This song's got so many layers and it's got so many different ingredients, which is kind of at the moment over halfway through the song resulting in a really decent package. I think already it's very evident this one is the best one so far. Particularly thinking about a competition, this is far more competitive than any of the ones I've heard. I mean, I don't profess to be a music producer, but there is as far as I can see so far, there's been 3 parts to this song. And what they've done in this part of the song is they've actually layered them together. So the song builds and is, layering on top of it, which means it's not boring to listen to. It's going to be interesting to see how they stage this. It's short though, isn't it? It's very, very short. I think ultimately, if we're talking about production here, that has the best production. I stated in the middle of that song, it goes without saying that even some of these songs that are in Ukrainian, I don't know what they're about, but they might also be about what's happening right now. You can't ignore it. So this song kind of tackles that head on, but gives us something that we're not expecting in regards to the production of this song. So the message is obviously referring to the horrors that are happening right now in Ukraine, but the song is not predictable, which I love. So this could be a good option for Ukraine, is all I'm saying. Right. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Crude? Nice melody, very melodic. There's moments then that were very, very haunting. I know some people that would absolutely lap this up and love it. It's not my sound. It's a bit cool for school for me. Unless something shakes up in the production, I kind of get what this song's doing. And it's not normally the sort of sound that kind of gets my heart racing. Yeah. It's a bit too laid back. I don't know now. I've got a bit of Celtic vibes with the strings coming in now. Find the song intriguing. I can see this one on stage now. Okay, I take back everything I said. This is alright. It's got so many different elements. That I can kind of jibe with. It's building. I'm kind of a little bit in love with the fact that there is, as I said, haunting elements, and actually there's part of her vocals that sounds a bit like Guidi from Czech Republic last year, the national selection. I'm really loving the Celtic influence with the violins, with the strings, almost Enya-esque. Sway away. Sway away. Yeah, sway away. Okay, I think this one's my second favourite now. I had a real journey with that song because I was prepared to write it off. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. Okay, there are some real positives about that song, which I think need to be taken seriously. There's something about that song that actually I'm kind of here for. Okay, lodge that in my brain, Shane. So there's 3 that I keep talking about, but I think the last 2 are the ones that I think might be a good shot to send to Eurovision for a good result for Ukraine, or a competitive result anyway. Right. Oh my goodness, they're really challenging me with these names. Moisey. Okay, this is better than Two Tone. Okay, this is better than the last one. I'm assuming he's playing this violin, right? It's not even similar, but from from the soundtrack of The Greatest Showman, Hugh Jackman, when he sings his song From Now On. Freaking love that song. A huge fan of the sound of strings in production. If you're following my channel, that you know that. I think I understand the message of this song, i.e. wanting to see people at Christmas that he's not seen for a while. So again, I don't know to what extent that actually links to obviously what's happening on the ground in Ukraine. That would make total sense. But again, it's just not ignoring the reality of what's happening in Ukraine, but it's giving us a song to continue with that message. But the production is something that we're not going to expect, which I like, because there was every likelihood that I could sit down right now and rightfully so watch 10 really slow ballads talking about the heartache of what's happening in Ukraine, and that would be absolutely valid. And as I said before, and it's not meant as a diss or disrespect in the sense of Ukraine picking that and sending that, and it would be predictable. And as I said, Ukraine are doing that at Junior Eurovision this year, which is really apt and appropriate. Again, I haven't listened to all the songs. There might be an absolute corker ballad that really does demonstrate the heartache of what's happening in Ukraine, and I might absolutely love it. But I love the fact that even through the heartache of what we're seeing in Ukraine at the moment, Vidbir is still able to deliver a contest with a variety of different sounds, even though a lot of the messages are messages to do with war. This song's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a winner, but there's elements of this song that sound similar to songs that I really like. And I love this musical interlude. Okay, I really enjoyed that. So funny enough, what the last 3 are my favourite. Sorry, Two Tone. You're gone. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. There's some good options here. I mean, in regards to competitiveness, That's another question mark that we can talk about at the end, about are any of these likely winners for Eurovision. But do they have a couple of songs here that I want to listen to again? Yes. Okay, Oi Sound System. Okay, we're 34 seconds in. It's a bit of a slow start, but if she's got a cracking vocal and the visual is great on stage, then ultimately it doesn't matter because you'll be captivated in. But nothing's really happening yet. I already know there's going to be people out there that are going to love this. It's just not my thing. I'm going to be honest with you right now. It's experimental, it's dark, it's moody, and it's kind of giving a sound that people kind of expect now from Ukraine, and that's just a bit alternative and a bit different and taking risks, which I think Go A is a perfect example that kind of epitomizes everything that I just said. I already kind of know that this isn't really my thing. I mean, if she impresses with the vocal and there's a great visual on stage, then maybe this might be a moment. But to listen to as a studio version, it's not a moment for me. But it's alternative and it's different and people love that. It certainly keeps you on your toes. It keeps you guessing in regards to where the song's going. But yeah, it's not my thing. This is the only one that I've wanted to skip. I bet you any money if I check after this and go online, this is the favourite. Okay, not my thing. But hopefully Timber blanches. She's got a nice little radio-friendly voice. This is also not completely captivating me in the first 1 minute. I'm not going to lie. There are already better songs. I can't imagine this is very competitive. Again, watch me go to Google now and look at the favourites, and this is up there. Again, I'm not completely convinced with this one. At least with the previous one, it was alternative, wacky, and just take a risk and send it. This one's a little boring. I suggest Ukraine not to send this. I mean, I don't know what they're singing about, but the sound of the song, it is a bit bland, which is a nice way of saying boring. I mean, Shane, boring is harsh. It's not bad. It's just a bit meh, right? Okay, so I don't know how many I've listened to so far. There's been some quality, there's been some nice, and there's been some I want to skip. Right. Some of these are really short. This one's only 2 minutes and 36. So who's this? Tvorchi. Dramatic start. I'm intrigued. Not convinced. I've just kind of realised the songs that I'm actually really digging are the ones that actually have a bit of Ukrainian cultural flair, feel a bit of an ethnic twist to them. This doesn't do that at all. This could come from any country. I don't get it, 'cause the production is really dark. It's a bit too dark. Bit like Equinox Bones. Like, I am a late bloomer to that song. I really liked it, but the production of that now, initially I was a bit so-so, but now, Shane, actually I love it. The production of that's very, very dark. But this is a dark production, but it feels like it shouldn't be. I'm gonna have to see this one on stage. I'm not ruling it out completely. It's not bad. It's not wow, right? But because it's so dark, you can play around with that in regards to the visuals that you see on stage. Also, I don't want to say it feels dated, because that's not fair, but it does feel a bit early noughties. Some of the kind of R&B pop that I used to listen to growing up. Have I listened to all the songs? So it would seem that I have listened to all the songs. Okay, that was good. That was good. Siemens, I was a bit worried because I wasn't sure if I was going to record this today because I wasn't feeling very well. Okay, Shane. I'm not doing a ranking now, but which ones do I want to go back and listen to? I definitely want to go back and listen to Jerry Hale, is it? When God Shut the Door. That was good. I did really, really like the person that I couldn't pronounce. I did a whole kind of 180 on that song. Krutz with Koliskiva. I quite like that one. Who else did I like? Moisey, is it? I'm Not Alone. I quite like that one. That's 3. And Two Tone, 4. All the others, I'm a bit meh. Yeah, let's do that. On initial listen, those are the 4 that stand out to me at the moment. And there's just evidently a standout song, and you just think, just send the song. Save your money. Save the money. But ultimately, it's probably quite good, right? That Vidbir continues to hopefully just show, despite everything, some sort of continuation in Ukraine. But it seems like a one-horse race. But I do think if that Krutz Koliskiva is staged well, I think that could potentially cause some problems. And I don't know with Oi sound system, that could either hit or flop. So I think you probably should really talk about that at the moment. And I like Two Tone, and I like Moisey. But I don't know if they're the right options for Eurovision 2023. I don't think they'd be that competitive. So yeah, cool. So a bit like last year, I think, in regards to, I don't see the purpose of ranking songs on an initial listen, because that's just not even possible, because yeah, this was an initial reaction, and I think attitudes to songs change once you've listened to them a few times. So watch this space. Before Vidbir 2023, I will then post my top 10 on my channel once I've listened to them a few more times. So hopefully, stay tuned. And if you're still here and you've not subscribed to my channel, please do. Please support my channel by clicking the notification button and the subscribe button. And comment below, who's your favourite? I would be interested to hear. So, yeah. I guess until next time, stay safe.